So when people I haven't seen for a while see me and say, "Oh, you're still riding bikes?" I say, "Of course I am. I will always ride a bike." And they always act shocked because they say, "Aren't you 50?" Well, technically I'm 49, so no, I'm not 50. So here are my top 5 reasons of things I wish I would have known before riding in my 40s, now pushing my 50s. Number 5, don't wait for the perfect time for that long ride. I didn't take my first really long ride, over 500 miles is what I consider a long ride, until I was in my late 30s. And yeah, I wish I would have done it sooner and more often. Those long rides are absolutely beautiful. And you know, life doesn't slow down after 40, it actually speeds up. Time just seems to move a lot faster. So don't put off to tomorrow what can be done today. If you have that trip that you've always dreamed about, you want to ride the Tail of the Dragon or the Devil's Triangle or Monument Valley or ride to Sturgis cross country, do it. I don't care if you're 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Yeah, I think my friend Dan is pushing 80 and he still rides a motorcycle every single day. So don't wait. The more memories you make, the more satisfied you be at the end of your life. Number 4, riding solo is great, but riding with the right crew, so much better. So whenever you are riding solo, and don't get me wrong, I love my solo rides. Whenever I get all up in my head, when I've had a long day at work and I just need to just get all the voices out of my head, I love a good solo ride. But there is something spectacular riding with friends. So finding the right group of people to ride with is super important. There are groups of people that are super aggressive and they just want to do 100 miles an hour with their hair on fire. And then there's those that, want to go slower and take, a little easy, and they want to take stops for everything. I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't mind going balls to the wall when I just need to. And I don't mind taking a trip and stopping for pictures every time I see an opportunity. But most of the time I land somewhere in the middle. I don't want to go too slow. I don't want to go too fast, but I want to enjoy the ride. And finding the right people to ride with is a key component of that, because riding with a crew is an amazing feeling. Number 3 thing that I wish I would have known is spend money on maintenance and gear and less on mods. When I was younger, I spent a lot of money on my Triumph Sprint ST. Didn't put much thought into gear and maintenance on that bike, and it ended up not being very reliable towards the end of its life. I mean, I changed the oil and things like that, but I really didn't spend the time and the energy and maintenance that I should have. And actually I got in some pretty hairy conditions on that bike because I didn't pay attention to the maintenance as much as I should have. So I got lucky. I know people who did not get so lucky. So having the right gear and riding in my 40s, having the right gear has become so much more important to me. I now have a grandchild. I have a grandson, and I want to see that grandson grow up. I have 7 children, and I want to see them get married and have children. And so I want to be around for all of those memories as well. And I want to share motorcycles with all of them too. My girls love to ride. And so the gear that I choose now is way different than the gear that I chose whenever I was in my early 20s and teens. Because I just didn't care back then because, I was young. Which is cool. I mean, that's the way you're supposed to be when you're young. I want to pause right here. If you haven't done so already, thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you to those who've subscribed to me.
Please whatever.
Number 2, you don't need the fastest or the loudest bike to be a biker. I know. I can hear the groans from some of you now. Some of you grew up that if your bike doesn't rattle the fillings out of your neighbor's teeth when you first started up, then it's not a real motorcycle. Or if it doesn't do 200 plus miles an hour, it's not a real motorcycle. If you're on 2 wheels, you're taking the same risk as all the rest of us. It doesn't matter how loud or how fast. Biker is a biker. I know that that's going to be a really unpopular view with a lot of you, but it's just my opinion. And it's not an opinion I agreed with 20 years ago. I used to definitely think that if you weren't doing 150 down the highway, then you weren't a biker. Now, I've never been into loud bikes, but I definitely got the speed thing. Now I'm like, I don't want to live my life that way. I've made it to 49 years old. I'd like to make it to 79 years old or 89 years old. So those of you who think that you have to have the loudest bike or the fastest bike, man, do it. If that makes you happy, it makes you happy, do it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, don't say that if they don't have that fast bike or that loud bike, that they're not a biker. That's all I'm saying. Okay, and the number 1 thing I wish I would have known before riding in my 40s and 50s, and I hate this one. God, I hate this one so bad. You're not bulletproof anymore. Yeah, you heard me. You're not bulletproof anymore. And here's going to be a very unpopular view for my younger subscribers. You're not bulletproof now. You feel like it. I know. I remember those days. Man, I remember feeling like I could do anything on a bike or in a bar or anywhere, and I was bulletproof. You're not. And especially now that I'm pushing 50, I feel it. I know that I'm not bulletproof. So I ride different at 49 than I did at 29. And I hope you do too. My reflexes are not what they used to be. I now have something called essential tremors today. It's not too bad. The medicine's actually working today, but I have something called essential tremors. Some days that shaking gets bad. My reflexes are not what they used to be. So no, I do not ride like I used to ride at all. The younger you can know that you're not bulletproof, the better rider you will become. When I say better rider, I'm not saying slower. I'm not saying quieter. I'm just saying more thoughtful, more precise. A good rider is a precise rider. I don't care if you're riding precise at 55 miles an hour or 105 miles an hour. That's between you and the pavement. But be precise. Know your environment, know your machine, know your road you're on, and know the people around you, and know what to watch for in the people around you. So here's a bonus tip for you, things that I wish I would have known before getting to my 50s, is I pay more attention now to the people around me in cars than I used to. I used to think, oh, if they move over into my lane and hit me, that's on them, that's not on me. Now I'm like, oh God, that was a dumb way to think. A car wins every time. A truck definitely wins every time. And a semi will just kill you. If they get anywhere near you, they'll just kill you. So you lose. If you're on 2 wheels, you lose. I didn't used to think that way. I used to think that if they hit me, that was on them, because I was bulletproof, remember? I didn't think that I would die. I didn't think I could be seriously injured or paralyzed. I just thought that they'd knock me over, I'd get up, dust myself off, and take them to court. I know too many people who thought that way and are now 6 feet under. Don't be that person. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoy the ride. If you are in your 40s, 50s, or 60s and you're thinking about getting one of these, do it. Do it. Take a riding course if you're scared, and you should be, because I believe that healthy fear of these machines makes you a better rider. So take a riding course before you buy one. Learn the ins and outs of what it takes to ride one of these machines. Learn how to respect them. And then do it. Go get you one. You won't regret it. You will enjoy life, because there's no therapy like wind therapy. Keep the rubber side down. See you next time.